Dying Light 2, an unfortunately disappointing game. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? No one really wants this game to be bad. The fans don't want it to be bad. I don't want it to be bad. And most of all, those who work on it and put a lot of time in, years even, to develop this game, they don't want it to be disappointing or bad either. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I played a lot of Dying Light, and I played a lot of Dead Island 2. So to say that this one disappointed me is really irritating. I really wanted it to be good. I wanted it to meet up with the expectations of the first Dying Light and also even Dead Island. But when I come out to what I've seen and experienced in the 20 hours that I've already played of this game with co-op and single player, I have only one positive thing to say, and that's kind of not good at all, really. Years of time put into this game, and it feels like it was still rushed. But I guess what I'll go ahead and do is explain the game, or at least summarize it. A quick little summary, not anything insane, just kind of what's going on and who the characters are. So first and foremost, you start out roughly 20 years after the initial outbreak in Harran. We're talking Dying Light 1. This is 20 years after that happened. You are a pilgrim named Aiden, and you are looking for an informant that knows where a man named Waltz is. You were experimented on as a child, along with your sister, Mia, by Waltz. So you want to find him, and you also want to find your sister. And this informant that you're looking for knows where he is. You meet up with the informant. Turns out he works for Waltz and is betraying him at this point in time. He gives you a GRE key, one of the only working ones in the general area, vicinity of the city, which is Villador, where you will be parkouring. Waltz wants that key, and so now you are a very high-value target to him. And he is a high-value target for you. And he's experimenting on making himself a superhuman with the virus that has infected everyone around you, but try to only have the positives, not the negatives. That's kind of the summary of what's going on. Now we go to kind of what irks me in this game, what makes me not like it, and why I find it a disappointment compared to Dying Light. First and foremost, and one that I think cannot be argued or disputed at all, as some of what I'm going to say can and will be opinionated, but this one won't be, is the fact that there is no cross-gen nor cross-play. Cross-play is not as necessary as cross-gen. The fact that you can't play a cooperative game with your friends simply because their Xbox is an older generation than yours, which confuses me, because why would you sell your game to an older generation of Xboxes or PlayStations when they can't play together? What's the point in that? Now with that first big, probably the largest negative out of the way, we go to other negatives that are more of just annoying. And the list is long, but I'll try to shorten it up. The second big negative would be bugs. Now, as far as I know, because I couldn't play it on PC without only playing it by myself, are console bugs. As far as I know, there are a lot of bugs on console and in the co-op mode as well. And it's not like, there are bugs that are funny. There are bugs that are funny or entertaining. But these bugs are not those types of bugs. They're a type of bugs that break your game and you have to restart all over and do a bunch of shit that I didn't want to do in the first place. I have to now redo that because my game bugged. Third large negative is the way they decided to do story. Anytime you talk to NPCs, it cuts into a cutscene. Walking up to them, trying to talk to them, cuts to black screen, talks to them, which the dialogue almost every time is like a 5-minute endeavor of just them not shutting the fuck up. You know, I get it. You want lore and story, but you could make it a lot faster than that. It's just constant speaking back and forth. I want to play the game. That's what Dying Light and Dead Island and all these guys have, is the reputation of the game and the mechanics being really fun. And I want to do that. I want to explore that, and I can't because a good portion of this game is just locked in cinematic shit, talking to people for no reason all the time. You know, cut to black screen, cut into cinematic, cut out of black screen, and there are just so many of those throughout the story that just aren't necessary, ever. They are never necessary, and yet they are here. The next negative is a personal negative. Realize I'm making this clear here. This is an opinion, not fact. If you enjoy MMO levels and grinding, you know, that's all you. You may like this game more than I do. I personally don't like MMOs, especially when the game is supposed to be like a story action game, not a grindy build yourself up to a high level. You're depicted to already be stronger than a normal person, yet it feels like every time you try to fight a zombie that is level 2, when you're level 1, it's like slapping them with a wet paper towel. I don't like that at all. And it's a lot of grinding, unnecessary grinding. You know, they say this story is 50 hours long, and this game is 50 hours long. That's why. Because it's really hard to do anything without having to grind a bunch of random shit you don't want to grind. And the other part that makes it long is the fact that each person you talk to, whether it's a side mission or a main mission, takes 15 to 20 minutes worth of dialogue to talk to them, when it could just be a simple 5 to 10 lines of dialogue between Aiden, the main character, and the person he's talking to. But that's not what they did. They really wanted to draw it out. They really wanted to meet their hour quota, I guess. And at the end of the day, again, this is my personal opinion. If I have to grind a game for hours before it's actually fun to me, then I don't think it's a good game. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I know that there are people out there that like MMO-like style games. This may be the game for you. Maybe you should check it out when they fix all the bugs. And I wouldn't be too, keen on the story, as it's not very drawn out and not coherent at points in time. I don't really like making videos like this. I don't plan to very often in the future. I want to make videos on this channel to entertain and to add a level of enjoyment for the viewer. You know, I want the viewer to feel the same, like, energy, happy, fun that I'm getting out of playing the game and doing all the stuff that I normally do. But this game was just not good in any way, shape, or form. The one positive I have to talk about with this game is that graphically it looks okay, and the combat is decent once you grinded the game, which I don't like. I don't like that you have to grind for the game to be fun. I know this video wasn't like an insanely funny or high upbeat video like I normally make, but if you did enjoy it, or you have your opinions on how the game went for you, comment down below. If you did enjoy the video, like the video, if you come back here often and want to support this channel and myself more, be sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on content in the future. And I'll see you next time when I'm playing a game I actually enjoy. Peace.